Hello, ladies. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back. I have a word for you today. Okay. Listen, y'all, we are continuing the Nuances of Men series. And so far, so good on that first video. Thank y'all for supporting that video. I actually low key feel like I made it because I got a couple of like angry comments from guys or whatever. Um, we getting there. Thank you guys. You definitely just validated my work. I appreciate it. But anywho, we have another nuance to talk about. Now, as I am speaking on this subject, I want y'all to remember that these men that we are dealing with, they are basically the young boys that we grew up with. I know that sounds like, girl, I already know that, duh, right? But I feel like we don't think about it enough, okay? So I'm saying it again to remind you. These men that we're dealing with, they are still the little boys that we knew back in the day. And what did little boys do when they didn't get their way? Little boys definitely throw tantrums. Definitely throw tantrums. They definitely get upset. Little girls do too, but we ain't talking about them, okay? We talking about these little boys. Because you have to understand that as a man, they are still doing these things, but they're just doing it in very nuanced ways because we're adults. We can't fall out and roll on the floor and, you know what I'm saying, cause a ruckus. Like most of us want to be ruckus free, okay? So here we are. Okay, the next nuance I want to talk about is the energy match. Okay, so if you are dealing with someone and they are being the type of guy who just wants access to you, they might have a little bit of attraction to you, but ultimately they're not attracted to you the way that they should be to want to work to get your attention or work to impress you. Instead, they're going to use these methods to gain your attention, and these methods are going to ultimately be immature mostly. So, like I said, the little boys on the inside. So, the energy match. If you watch the first video, this would be after you've done that. Okay, so definitely go watch part one. So, once they realize that their first little methods aren't working, I apologize, I was supposed to put this on airplane mode. Um, so once they realize that their little game isn't working of peekaboo, you know, are you going to chase me? Are you going to follow me around? Are you going to do these things? And mind you, this is basically for a man who has already expressed some type of interest in you. If he's ever told you you were pretty, this this is that guy. Now, most men are going to tell you they're pretty if you're pretty if they are interested in you, right? But this is the way to kind of sift out which ones are actually genuine. Okay. Most men are not going to comment on your appearance if they're not interested in you, or if they're just trying to respect the boundaries of a workplace or organization, thing. They'll come on some other way, some other genuine, like gentlemanly way, outside of telling you something about maybe your looks or whatever. They might ask more questions about your interests and maybe suggest things y'all could do together. That's just one example, but yes, if he has already expressed some type of liking for you, okay, even the smallest, okay, guys know what they're doing, y'all. But he is the type of guy who, like I said, isn't trying to work for it. After you've ignored his first game, he's going to then play the energy match game, or the match game in general, okay? He's going to try to match whatever you do. Okay, so let's say you're just a normal working girl, you're just out here doing your thing. And I'm using the scenario of work because we're also dealing with men who are in your direct presence, who you kind of have no choice but to be around. And therefore, they feel like they should have access to you because, yeah, why not, right? That's how guys think, especially if you look good, even if they don't necessarily want to marry you. Go figure. But I'm laughing because guys would absolutely deny this and be so upset for me for saying this. But he will then try to do what you do. So let's say you're polite and you're just like, okay, no, I'm not really interested in this guy. I kind of want him to leave me alone because I can't even have a conversation with him because of the way he's being so socially awkward. You can tell these guys are the ones that do not want to be put in the friend zone. They do not want you to think of them as a friend at all. So likely, like I said, y'all's conversation are going to be lackluster because he's not going to want to dive into who you really are as a person. He's not going to want to know things and stuff, because ultimately he don't even really want to do nothing for you. So he's not interested in what you like to do and what you find entertaining and fun. Um, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a little piece of my history. Let me tell y'all what one of these guys did. This guy, this guy, he, I guess he was trying to ask me out on a date. That's what I perceive it as because I didn't bring the subject up at all. He asked me when was the last time I seen a movie at the movie theater, and I couldn't even think of the movie. Like I was like, dang, it's really been a long time since I've been. Like that's just not a thing for me much anymore. Like I mean, I watch movies, but at home, like everybody else. And he's gonna proceed to tell me that he doesn't like going to the movies by himself. Uh, I guess that was my cue. Like what? Like, okay. So we're talking men who are absolutely trying to do the minimum. Okay, y'all? This is the type of bull shenanigans that they pull. Y'all, it's real out here. Okay? And again, like I'm saying, this is while you're still having to work, et cetera, et cetera. Because I know a bunch of you are leveled up and y'all ain't got to worry about this. I know it. I know it. Okay? He will try to do the energy match with you because now he needs to feel as though he's pulling away. Although his push and pull didn't work before, he needs to kind of make it feel like to you that he's pulling away. Like, oh, I'm on my way out. Do you see me leaving? I'm walking away. I'm taking steps. I'm going. That's what he's doing, right? Now, it's up to you. I don't see a reason to want this person as a friend because they're just moving so weird. Like, if I could imagine like a person literally moving in a snake shaped form, this would be that. Like, he's changing literally his personality every time his little tricks don't work. Like, this is truly some crazy stuff, y'all. Like, this is insane, really, but it happens. If you observe a man for long enough, that's why it's important, ladies, to not particularly take the first offer, especially if you got to be around this person anyway. If he's, how it is when you first get to a new organization, workplace, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You don't leave him alone for a little while just so you can get some of that observing in because that will really wake it up on who you're dealing with. Okay. And in general, it's funny. Like, I said it in the first video, but y'all, this stuff is hilarious when you really sit back and think about it. That's why I had to start talking to y'all about it because y'all, I would just be having things happen and I'll be like, dang, it's really, it's only so many people that's gonna understand. Okay. So anywho, this was part two or part where we at? I think we might be part three. This is the next part. It's gonna say the right part in the title, okay? But yes, watch out for that energy match because that's what's definitely gonna come next. That's gonna come. I feel like what happens is they end up doing different things in waves. Like they'll go from doing the energy match and they'll go back to doing some other maybe the thing they did in the beginning or like it depends on the guy you're dealing with. But anywho, I will talk to y'all later. I won't drag it on. And when I have another nuance, I will definitely let y'all know. All right. Bye.